Welcome to the AL.com film room. I'm Matt Scalici here with John Parker Wilson. We're going to be breaking down film from Alabama's big win over LSU this weekend. A lot of surprising things happened in this game, John Parker, but no matter how big of an Alabama fan anybody might be, I don't think anybody really saw this kind of domination coming.
No, I don't think you could have seen the 30-16 victory coming, and the Alabama defense shutting down Leonard Fournette, holding him only 31 yards. When he was coming in, averaging just under 200 yards a game, 7.5 yards a carry. Alabama's defensive line definitely showed up. And I think just as important as the defensive line was Derrick Henry in the offensive line for Alabama. He came out, and after hearing the national media talk about Fournette all week long, Derrick Henry, played with a little chip on his shoulder and came out and showed the rest of the country that he was definitely a Heisman contender.
We're going to look at Henry first up here and take a look at some of his better runs in this game and see just why he has vaulted into that Heisman Trophy discussion now. All right, to start off here, John Parker, one of the longer runs in the game from Derrick Henry. He gets great blocking here, and obviously you need a great offensive line to run the ball well, but we're seeing a lot of individual effort from Derrick Henry too, even after the blocks come into play.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of special things. We've seen earlier this year of him setting up blocks, being patient, hitting the holes. So let's go through this play. Let's look at the first thing, the offensive line, and just the line of scrimmage and how the offensive line dominates right here. Comes off the line of scrimmage, and he's making a cut in the backfield. We'll see Derrick Henry right here first get contact at the 30-yard line. He takes a safety 25 yards downfield. We just crossed the 50, and he's able to drag him downfield into the red zone, so we get set up nice. Right here, we'll see the offensive line come off on a double team block to really set up this play. We'll see the right guard and the right tackle going to work to the linebacker. And then after they could fight through right there, we get a nice hole. Derrick Henry sets the edge and is able to get upfield. The offensive line is doing so many special things. When you can see the right tackle come up and affect this linebacker, he's immediately beat. And now Derrick Henry, rather than just running outside, like we talked about, he's being patient. He sees this DB on the outside, so he just cuts it upfield and then shows how special a runner he is, really, with a second effort to get downfield. Taking the DB that far downfield, this guy should be making a tackle. That's what he's on scholarship to do, but Derrick Henry's just a little bit better, takes him down inside the 5.
All right, we're going to see a play here where Alabama finishes a drive with Henry down in the red zone. Let's take a look at how this all developed.
So love this play. You hear it every game, especially from Alabama. We're going to run the classic power. Our big guys are blocking down. O.J. Howard's even in the mix. Left guard's going to pull, seal the edge. Our fullback's going to come around, and he's just cleaning up the trash. And then Derrick Henry, once again reads his block. We'll see the right guard gets in a great spot, and then Michael Nicewinder, my fellow Hoover alumni, comes out and throws his defender in the end zone. It's a nice walk-in run for Derrick Henry, but just the whole offensive line. The tone has been set the whole game. We'll see right here, Nicewinder making the good block, but Derrick Henry just doing his thing the whole game.
Obviously a huge effort from the Alabama defense in this game. They have another interesting challenge coming up this week when they face Mississippi State, who has obviously a mobile quarterback, a guy with a lot of different skills. So take a look at this play for us, John Parker, and tell us what's going on. Why does Alabama shut this play down so effectively?
Yeah, I think with Mississippi State coming up, they're a much more faceted offense. They can run the ball, they can throw the ball. The quarterback can run and throw. We were kind of limited from the LSU what the quarterback could do. We knew he wasn't going to throw the ball a lot. But this is a play very similar to what LSU is going to do. It's a sprint out by the quarterback, and he's looking for a pass first, then a run option. So it gives them a lot of different options. We'll see the offensive line. They're zoning out. They're running with the quarterback just to try to change that angle. You do this as an offensive coordinator so the defensive lines aren't rushing for this launch spot right here. They have to change it up as the quarterback moves out of the pocket. But just like the first play we saw when the Alabama offensive line dominated and sprung Derrick Henry, watch the defensive line and the push they get to create havoc in the backfield. This is why this play is disrupted. Our defensive end beats the guard or beats the tackle and gets in the backfield to cause a sack, and it's just dominating the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. We heard Coach Saban talk about it in the postgame that the defensive line dominated, and this is a play that they get in the backfield quick, and the quarterback really has no chance.
Another thing we can probably expect to see from Mississippi State, those big physical wide receivers they have over there. LSU tried to take advantage of that a couple of times. Probably not enough in this game, but they definitely were able to make a couple of big plays off of just throwing it to their guys who went up and were able to get the ball.
That's exactly right. They're trying to let the offensive receivers make a play right here. 3rd and 18. You know, this is a play that we can't give up as a defense. We've got them backed up, pinned against their own goal line. But this is just their players making a play. The quarterback pretty much just throws it up into double coverage, and the guy does a good job of high pointing the ball and going to make the catch. Mississippi State's definitely going to do that, and they have some big physical wide receivers. You know, our defensive line on this play didn't get the push that we're used to seeing from them, and I think this is why Brandon Harris has a little time. You know, we're only rushing 3 guys. The 4th guy comes in late. He can set his feet, so it's pressure from the defensive line, but knowing these big receivers are going to try to go up and make plays over the top for Mississippi State.
So one question that's really come into a lot of fans' minds at this point is the Heisman campaign, something that Alabama fans weren't talking about before this past weekend. How realistic is it that Derrick Henry could be involved in the Heisman Trophy ceremony at this point?
I think it's very realistic when you come out against the number 2 team in the country and you put up 200 yards, especially as much press and hype as Fournette was getting. He's coming out, and he really is the Alabama offense. You know, he is the running back. There's not a lot of carries besides him. It wasn't like last year where we had Amari Cooper where he was getting the bulk of the load. This year it's Derrick Henry. He's the heart and soul of our offense, and he keeps each week getting better. I think from game 1 to now, he's shown to get more yards. He's running harder. He sets up his run. He's very talented in the downfield vision, very patient, but I think he just keeps getting better and better. And as Alabama gets later in the season and plays these bigger and bigger games, you know, people have to take that into account in the games and the teams that we're playing.